Am I the only one here?
Hi,
No,
Fireball.
I'm here.
Hello. Where's everybody?
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How are
Good.
you
How are you?
doing?
Good, good.
There we are.
I'm all smiles today.
Yeah. So what's happening for Thanksgiving, guys?
For us, we're having the world's smallest Thanksgiving. Just my wife and I for the first time in probably 30 years. Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
Kristen knows we just had a granddaughter yesterday. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
That's
Very,
big stuff.
it is. Yeah, it's big stuff. Well, it's little big stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah, and is her name Fiery?
no, it's Raylan Ivy. So that's
Rayland?
Raylan with a just Raelynn. Raylan Ivy.
I've never heard that before. Is that like a family name or?
No, it's not. They wanted to find something that was unique to her, and I respect that. So her older sister, who's 4 now, is Abigail Bailey, and so she's now a big sister. She saw her for the first time yesterday, which is very, very
That's
cool.
fabulous.
Yeah, very neat stuff.
Well, congratulations. Are they local?
Yeah, they're in Culver City. So we're actually right after this meeting, we're going to go and see her for the first time. We haven't seen her yet. So yeah,
Well,
exciting.
I'll make it a short meeting. How about that?
well, that's okay. Let's do our thing. We're going at 1:00, so we got plenty of time to do stuff. But I'm just gonna sit here with a dumbfounded smile on my face for the whole meeting. So
I understand.
yeah.
I had a
what are you doing?
godson. Oh,
Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering what your plans were for Thanksgiving.
You know, I've got a bunch of invites and I'm jumping around.
Yeah.
I start with a noon one, then an afternoon one, then
Yeah.
an evening one, and then a Saturday one. So
Yeah,
I'm jumping around. I'm not cooking this year.
yeah. Well, you get full. You gotta pace yourself with all that food. So
I know. I'm on the puppy diet as it is, so it'll balance off.
yeah. What are you doing, Kristen? Family stuff?
Yep, just going to Palm Springs. That'll be fun.
Cool. Nice.
Sweet,
There's
sweet.
Julia.
There we are. God, do we have a quorum? Is this it?
Is your
Is
sound
Barry
on?
coming?
Barry, we're expecting Barry. He didn't say that he's not coming, but Commissioner Jones will not be here, and
Right.
Commissioner sorry, not Holland. Sorry, Clifford will not be here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about you, Julia? What you doing for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I am going to my daughter's family's house. My daughter's family. My daughter's boyfriend's family's place. They have a place up in Montecito and a ranch up in Halama. So we're going for the weekend.
Oh, how nice. How nice. Well, happy holidays, everyone.
Thanks, you too.
You
I have
too.
kind of a holiday dirty joke, but it's not that dirty.
Okay.
Go for it.
Definitely.
Should I do
We
it?
are recording. I just want you to remind you.
Well, it's something that people could share. It's not that bad. So a young boy goes to the pharmacist and says, I need to buy some condoms. And the pharmacist says, what do you need? He goes, well, I expect it's going to be a good night, so I'll take 20. And he goes, okay. So he buys them. Later on that night, he goes to his girlfriend's house and meets her parents, and they sit down for dinner. And the dad starts talking about a lot of religion, is a very religious guy. And then the boy responds very religiously. It's like supportive and just like super religious. And then the parents get up and go to do the dishes. And the girl says, wow, I didn't know you were so religious. And he said, well, I didn't know your dad was a pharmacist.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Recorded.
That's very cute.
I hope that doesn't end up in the paper, but so be it.
Hey, you never know.
I think I forgot to mention it was Thanksgiving dinner, but I
Yeah. That's very funny. I love it.
Oh, gosh. Well, listen, shall we get started?
Sure.
I mean, we have a quorum. So, okay. So, herself, Kristen. So, no, Jesse, you're doing this on your own?
Jesse is officially gone, so
God.
I am here, but I have a team of good people behind me, behind the scenes.
Welcome, welcome. Lovely. Okay, I'd like to call to order the Cultural Arts Commission regular meeting of November 22nd, 2022. This meeting is being held by teleconference due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and we appreciate everyone's patience as we navigate the Zoom meeting process. Commissioners and city staff are participating from remote locations, and all votes will be taken by roll call. Members of the public can participate in the meeting or watch it by going to malibucity.org/virtual meeting. At this screen, you can click on the tab to sign up to speak on particular items or the tab to watch the meeting. You will only be able to speak during the meeting if you sign up to speak before an item is called and are present in the Zoom meeting. So please make sure you visit malibucity.org/virtual meeting early to sign up to speak and download the Zoom app. Commissioners, if you have comments to make during this meeting, please raise your hand and I will call on you in turn so we can make our discussion clear for the record and the public. Okay. So call to order.
A roll call vote. Commissioner Holland,
Here.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Here.
Chair Sharon,
Here.
Commissioner Haldeman, Jones, and Clifford are all absent.
Okay, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so the vision statement, I think we're going to do that. Was it every meeting? Oy, okay, so let's assume I did it. I don't have it in front of me. Can we make an assumption, or does someone else have it in front of them that they want to do it?
I don't have it.
Okay, I move that we skip it, this meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Kristen, does that work?
Yeah, we can
Oh,
just. skip it.
okay. All right, approval of the agenda. Anyone want to pull anything, or are we good? The one thing I'd like to do, oh, there you are, Barry. Hi, Barry.
Hello, good morning.
The one
Good
thing I think I'd like to do is on the, what is it here? The commission report. I'm just wondering, should we wait for the full commission to do that? Peter's gone, Graham's gone. I mean, Graham's not really a full commissioner anyway. What do you guys think? Do you want to hold off on that?
Chair Sharon, what item number are you?
This is item, wait just one second here. 5A.
The mid-year
Oh.
activity report.
Yeah, I wonder if we should hold off until we have a full commission until next
Um,
time.
So
I know
this report is just a detail of what the commission has accomplished in the last 6 months from July to December.
Yeah,
So it would, that's what we're discussing. If you think that the other commissioners would want to add to accomplishments, then we can hold it. If you feel that we can approve it as is or with this group of commissioners, then I would suggest keeping it.
When is this due?
This is
due in
due
February,
in
right?
January.
Oh.
As staff, we have to get it in January. So it would be this month and next month. We could push it to January, but that would be
about-
right on the deadline.
Yeah,
What
could
if
we push
what
it
if-
to December? Is that
Sure.
okay? Barry,
Might I suggest that we do a rough version to be finished? At least we can get, some preliminary stuff down, and so we don't have as much work to do in December.
well, we already
that
have
make-
a preliminary. It's right there. It's in the agenda. Tim, Fireball.
Yeah, I wanted to make a motion that we think about not meeting in December. It's very close to Christmas, and I know lots of people are going to be out of town and doing different things. So this probably was the best time just to bring it up, just kind of see what you guys thought, and then maybe we could handle this now if it made sense. Up to you guys.
Well, I'm good with the December meeting. I'm not traveling. And we talked about it last meeting, but I'm certainly open if you guys want to change it. Julia.
I think it's a good idea because I'm not sure that we're between now and December, since it is a holiday, we're going to make that much advancements in our, what's going on with us. Unless you
The
have
problem, the part of the problem is that you and Barry are, you're going to be termed out. So, I mean, I think December is probably reasonable to have a full commission as, as existing. That's just my feeling.
Okay.
What's the date currently? What is the date we're currently looking at in December?
I think it's the 21st, isn't it? Wait, let me
Uh,
check.
I think
So
that's
we
right.
canceled December 27th and we have rescheduled on the 21st. So that's a Wednesday.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Are you going to be out of town, Fireball?
I'm as I mentioned to these guys, we just had a granddaughter yesterday,
Ah,
and there's a lot of stuff going on.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm just, I didn't think there was necessarily anything that was really crucial that was happening in December. And I know that there's a lot going on. So I may not be able to be here for December.
Okay.
So I just want to process.
Yeah, we can. I'm sorry. Please go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to see, if we can vote on it or whatever. I don't know what's the best course of action, but I just wanted to kind of toss that out there and see where everyone's heads at was about it. So.
Okay. Well, I'm in favor of keeping it, but I'm flexible if you guys want to change it. Barry, where are you with this? Keep it or
I'm
lose it?
okay. I'm okay. I would keep it as it's our last meeting of the current group.
Right.
And who knows if we'll be here in January, so yeah. And then if Fireball, if you're, you could always do a quick remote drop in if you took your laptop with you or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how it goes, and
Sure.
I don't have that means to do that.
Well, it's okay to miss a meeting too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Chair
problem.
Sharon, if I could suggest then
Oh, sorry.
we keep item 5A on this agenda since. Commissioner
Okay, I
Lawrence-
think we are. All right. Okay.
And then we'll just need the approval of the agenda and we can talk about December meeting kind of at the end.
Thank you. Okay, I'll stay focused here. All right,
Approval
so,
of agenda.
right. So I move that we approve the agenda as is. Is there a second?
I
Thank you.
second it.
Chair Sharon,
Okay, you're doing a call? Yes.
Commissioner Haldeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Holland,
yes.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, so let's see, report on posting an agenda. Ceremonial presentations are none.
Chair
Chair
Sharon,
Sharon,
thank you. If
Great.
we
If I could
could
do the report.
report on posting.
Okay,
The agenda was posted on November 17th, 2022.
thank you. Sorry, guys, I keep cutting to the chase here. Sorry. Okay, there's no written and oral communication from the public that I know about.
Correct, we
Okay.
do not have any.
All right. Commission ad hoc committee reports, arts and ed. Kristen?
The only report I have is we are continuing our poetry workshops in the schools. We're slowly getting in some poems from the students, so we're just working on kind of those next steps of getting the anthology kind of with permissions and getting that together. But we do have schools lined up for the beginning of 2023. And we hope to get the anthology out before the end of the school year. So a lot of stuff going on, but it's great.
Excellent. Let's see, public art exhibitions, Julia and Fireball.
Good,
Yeah.
Julia.
Well, we went through all the artwork and selected all the artwork, and we're going to be getting together next Tuesday and curating it all and hanging it for our upcoming, the last exhibit of the year
Mhm.
on the following Saturday.
December 4th, correct? Yeah.
Great. Do you guys need help hanging it or any, do you need further assistance?
No, we got the staff, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should be okay.
Okay, Barry.
I had heard that there was going to be some music. Is that in fact the case, or was that just a rumor?
We've been working on that. I haven't spoken to Kristen, so I'm assuming that Eduardo, you've connected with Eduardo and that's happening?
Yeah, so the opening reception's December 4th at noon, and we will have a call to peace there performing, and just the usual food and drinks, not alcoholic drinks.
And the music is going to be inside the senior center?
In
Or
the
in the
multipurpose room, yeah.
multi-purpose room? Great, fantastic. Yeah, it should be really good.
I have one more thing. I did talk to Barry about, who's a member of the chamber, about putting up a permanent sign, or not a permanent sign, but in that they own that little sign right on the corner of PCH and Webway.
Okay,
And about, like, I think we just need to have a regular presence there that
Mhm.
says Malibu City Gallery. And, you know, like,
sure.
it's not a
Yeah.
very well-kept sign, but it is our only permanent sign in Malibu. And, you know, other people are there. So, anyway, I'd like to really get that.
Yeah,
I
we talked
think
about, I'm sorry, Barry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to finish that out. I think what the chamber said is Barbara needed an application. Now, I guess she hasn't sent it out yet, so maybe I have to bug her. And I will do that. So we can do that. Yeah, apparently that is owned by them, or they have control of it, so they can put up signs and stuff. So each time, I don't know whether we can have it permanently, but maybe each time we have a new exhibit, you know, we put it up.
That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Or
Can you
Yeah.
follow up at the next meeting with that, Barry, about what status?
Yeah, and I assume you guys can figure out who can design the sign.
Yeah, probably. city
Whether
staff.
it changes with the exhibit or what it does.
Sure. Fireball.
We are, as far as I know, Kristen, we're getting a vinyl sign on the glass on the door for this next exhibit.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're making progress, however slow, but at least we got a new sign on the door, and then we want to have a sign at the entrance of the parking lot, a sign that is down at the entrance of the building, and then a sign at Webway. So those are the four that we want to focus on. But
Yeah.
I think that if we can make progress on that sign, Barry, that you're mentioning, you and Julia, that would be a really good one to start with
Yeah.
after this
Yeah.
final.
I'm delighted. I think you guys are doing a great job and signage and everything. It's terrific.
Yeah.
Very-
Also, one other thing, incidentally, we have an artist named Russell Walks who is going to an amazing portrait guy, but a poster artist, and he's going to have 3 or 4 pieces in this show. But he's also a really good candidate for our Hollywood exhibit, which is a single person show, because he is comparable to Heather Edwards, who just different, but his level of art is extraordinary. So we're going to be talking about the potential of having that in a future show.
Okay, great.
One
Barry.
question is,
Yeah.
because we're doing it on a Sunday, which is unusual, we should probably do an extra promotion about that thing. And also, as far as the signage is concerned, Kristen, it's not the most artistic in the world, but can we leave those sawhorses up or something like that that says Malibu Gallery at least in December? Does it make
Yeah.
any sense
We
for you
can,
guys?
I'm sure that's not a problem. We can do that.
Good. Then do we?
Barry, I
You
think
can
that
have,
maybe if you
Okay,
stand up.
listen, guys, listen, I want to stay focused and I want to, kind of, is this specific to the gallery at this point?
yeah,
Fireball?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Fireball.
So, go ahead, Fireball.
No, Barry, you go on. Go ahead.
No, because I think the biggest problem is just teaching people it's there. And if it's there on the road coming up to the city hall on a regular basis, I think it'll start sinking in, because a lot of people visit the city. Well, they have visited the city hall and that'll probably increase a bit. And so I think it'd be good if, maybe you have a staff person put it up in the morning and take it down at night or just leave it up until we get a more permanent sign.
Okay, Fireball.
So, I mean, we've had this discussion quite a few times. So
Yeah,
the important thing to recognize is to make progress. So we're getting the vinyl sign up. We have 3 other signs that are in the works. We'll give you guys an
Great.
update with each one. Each sign is going to be up. It's just a matter of being able to take one at a time in a way that these guys can produce them. So the vinyl sign is happening, and we'll get started on the other ones as they come.
Okay, business and community outreach, Barry.
the commission for the Chamber of Commerce, which I'm also sit on. I encourage them, and they haven't, I guess, on this meeting, to come each meeting and kind of have a little in the public stuff, a little report of what they're doing so we can coordinate things. Right now, they're focused on, or Barbara is, Malibu Arts Festival, and she's looking for a location and making the appropriate applications. And I think we should cooperate to the extent we can in doing that. They're also moving forward on visiting businesses to get art up, but it's like glacial, it just takes a long time to get them motivated.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they're talking about, we'll see if that happens, is what they call Malibu Nights, which was my suggestion about the Blanche Noire in Paris, where you stay late, the restaurants stay open late, and art is on the walls and outside, and maybe there's some musicians. That seems to be a slow process, but they're working away at that. So that's basically what's been happening
Great.
in that. Great. And I'm trying to help as much as I can.
Do you have any dates for, projected dates?
Well, Barbara has a date for the arts festival that she wants to do, which would be in the summer, when we used to have the arts festival.
Uh-huh.
And so that's the one thing. We had talked about the nightly thing, the Blanche Noire, sometime after the first of the year, like February or something like that. That's still in the works, and I have to just see, because unfortunately the Chamber of Commerce people go in and out of that committee, so there's really only a couple of people who do most of the work. So they're kind of over, and one of them is Barbara, who's running the thing. So it's a little difficult, but the more I get, the more we have, I think, another meeting coming up pretty soon. So I'll kind of push them as I try to.
Good. Barry, is there any update on the trademark?
No, I just haven't had a chance to finish that out because I've been kind of tied up with the elections and all that stuff. So
Sure.
But I will.
Okay, social media, Fireball.
Not too much to report there, because it's just an ongoing thing.
Sure.
In order to post something, we have to have something going on. So what is happening now is the next gallery show. and just about consistency. So that's something that I'll probably reach out to. Is Amanda still handling that, or Kristen, or is it you guys collectively?
Yeah, collectively, you can reach
Yeah.
out to people.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of remembering that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So a little bit each time, and but each time we have an event or have something important, not only when they post it, then I can repost it, and it grows. So we're in pretty good shape. It looks good.
Great, thank you, Fireball. The Solstice Canyon Creek Beautification Project.
I think
Any
Barry-
update on that?
Barry, you had another question?
Yeah, I had one quick question. Do we want to, as part of our mandate, do we want to promote local artists when they have an exhibit? Or is that kind of outside the thing? And also, should we make an approach to the gallery that opened up next to Fox, next to Ralph's, to just kind of let them know we're here? That's a Tracy Parks gallery, I think. And just make an outreach to, I don't know if there are any other galleries in Malibu, but we should find out.
Yeah, there are.
And maybe we should visit them and encourage them to interface with us and let us know what they're doing so we can promote them. And maybe
I
if you
agree
have-
with that. I agree with that. I think I know of at least two others.
Really? Wow.
In addition to that one. Part of the issue is that in the past on the task force, we did some research and made a compilation of galleries, businesses that show art, artists, etc. And to do a thorough job, we have to keep a pretty full list of this stuff. So
because things come and go.
I know. So I think I agree with you, Barry. I think if we just approach these people and say, look, and then the word will start to spread.
Yeah, and maybe if you want to, I'll take some, and if you take some, if they're 3 or 4,
Sure.
we can just walk in and
Of
talk
course.
to them.
Yeah.
So maybe you can get me a list of the galleries, and we'll split them up, and just say, come and report what you're doing, and we'll see if we can promote it in some way.
Yeah,
So
as
we
far
just-
as I know, there's, I only know of 2 others. So it's not like a list.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
at the end of the pier and the one over by, oh God, what's the name of it? By the Mexican food place.
Oh, I don't know that one.
The lumberyard thing.
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
gallery
there's
in there.
one in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
okay.
so let's, I'm
Yeah.
all for it. Great idea.
Yeah.
Fireball, you had
Yeah.
your hand up.
I'm certainly not against, walking into galleries. I think it's great, but I think what's important, at least in reference back to social media, that,
Yeah.
that we want to build this. I think it's no holds barred. Anytime an artist, whether Maureen is at a gallery somewhere or anybody else, to support the community. But the single best, most efficient way to support them is to post about them and then to tag them so they see that post. You
Yeah.
can certainly go into the gallery, but if we do a post on Tracy Park and we tag her, she's going to see that and she's going to reshare that, and then you work together as a strategic alliance. That's the way
Sure.
social media
Excellent. Yeah.
works. So if you want to go into the galleries, that's great, and I do that from time to time. I was just at the gallery at the end of the pier, and that's very cool. But Kristen, if we can just keep track, it's not, we don't have to be so efficient about it and be aggressive, but if we hear about something, then and post about it to support the community from the
Absolutely.
artistic standpoint, then that's great.
And that gives
That's
us
good.
content as well.
Exactly. That's the point.
Excellent.
Um,
Okay.
Regarding Solstice, the approvals from the city council have moved to January, if I'm correct, Kristen? Okay, so we have some contractual things that we're trying to wrap up. And that's just kind of delayed a little bit, but I think we're still in good shape. We're going to be submitting our pick to council, but it's going to be in January now instead of the holidays, which I think is much better because people are going to be focusing on the holidays, and in January it'll be fresh, and we can make some progress at that point.
Great.
Is
Okay.
Caltrans okay with that? and pushing the dates and stuff?
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So, Caltrans has been pretty good to work with. And yes, I don't see an issue with it. Seems to be fine.
I can't remember if it was a city council meeting or it was a meeting of some kind of meeting where either Maza or somebody else was decrying how they're spending all this money on the art thing, this project, and that it should be spent in a better place because nobody's going to see it, etc. So I think we probably have to talk it up a little bit so that people understand it's a first of all, it's state money, it's not our money, and B, it's another way to just promote the arts in Malibu, and and don't run them down.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it. I mean, basically, we've been contracted to create something, and if they want to complain, they can complain to Caltrans as to how they spend their money. But they're spending on us.
That's a good point. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's a gift to Malibu.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
Okay, hang on a second, guys. Kristen, I'm sorry, I had to bounce out for a second. I've got some workers that are calling me, but has this been presented to city council?
No, that's what Commissioner Lawrence was discussing, that it'll go before them in January. There was.
In January? So we don't alert them until January?
Correct.
Right.
Can't we do that before then? I mean,
Unfortunately, we're waiting on agreements and attorneys to be returned.
okay,
Yeah,
All
that's the bottom line is that it's in the attorney's hands and we can't get them to go any faster other than,
okay,
yell at them or something, but it's what it is.
okay. All right, well, listen, thank you. Consent calendar. Okay, so I move. Kristen, yeah, okay.
Yes.
I move that we approve the minutes from October.
It's the consent calendar as a whole is what
Yeah.
we're approving, so.
Okay, right.
Second that?
Chair Sharon,
Yes,
Commissioner Haldeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Yes.
Motion carried.
thank you. Okay, old business, the Art Center. Oh, gosh. Okay.
My screen, okay.
Where are we here?
Sorry, there you go.
There we are. Okay, so,
Do you want me to give a brief update?
sure.
Okay, all right. So we're speaking about the Malibu Arts Center, and our survey is our main topic of discussion today. The commission reviewed the survey questions at our last meeting on October 25th. And thank you, Commissioner Holland, who provided one draft survey with all the commissioners' questions. The attachment to your agenda packet includes those questions. So I don't know, Chair Sharon, if you want to kind of go through these one by one. If everyone's reviewed it, then maybe we can just provide feedback. But I have all the questions here if you want to go through them.
Well, I think I'd like to open the floor up. Do you guys have any, my only concern is I think we ought to ask at the beginning, if someone is a Malibu resident, the questions at the end, just to, make sure it's easier to organize. The other thing is, I'm not sure how many people will fill out this whole thing. I mean, normally it's like a one-page thing that people look at rather than several. So
Can I please say
that's my only concern. Julia, please.
Okay, so this is basically what would happen. It's not going to be that this is going to be a check. This is going to be like boxes that you check.
Yeah.
It's a survey. So you're not going to be, it'll be one thing and it go check as many as you want, go check as many as you want, go. It's not going to be something you're going to have to go through if you've ever been through. It's a simple thing.
Okay.
Right? It's not gonna be overwhelming to people to look at, I don't believe. There's a
My
survey.
experience is that people look at one page, just, to kind of condense
Well, then,
everything.
you are happy, you are more than welcome to delete anything. This is just, I compiled all these questions.
Right. No, I get it. I'm just throwing out comments here. I'm not,
Yeah.
Fireball.
I agree, Lottie. First of all, what you just said, that question number one should be, are you a Malibu resident? I think that would be a great addition. But also, I think it's safe to say that those that fill this out are the ones that really want something in Malibu. Those that don't really care are probably not going to fill something out, whether it's one page or 5 pages. I personally would like to go through this because it's something that I want. I know you guys would want it. But I'm only seeing 2 pages. Is it more than this? Is it 10 pages?
Yeah.
No, it's
There's like 25 things. It just looks a lot because some of them
Okay.
are.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I do surveys like this all the time, and this is really not that big. We could always reduce the font size and bring it down to, something more manageable for 4 or 5 pages, but then everybody needs glasses. But I personally, I think it's very efficient. I went through it and I didn't add anything because I thought everything was pretty covered except for
Right,
what
right.
Lonnie
I
just
agree.
said. Yeah, so
I agree.
I think it's in good shape.
Okay, Barry.
I want to compliment Julia on getting these together. I thought it was a very good survey, the way you compiled it. And I think it's very good. And the question I have is, I probably don't think you're going to get a lot of people to tell their age in that specific of a category. Maybe it's under 40, over 40, or something like that.
Okay.
Because I think that's, people just don't want to give out information, And so I would cut that down. But otherwise, I thought it was very thorough, very good, and we'll get a feel for it. And the only thing I don't know is, once we approve this, what happens next? Do we send it out ourselves, or do we give it to the city council, or what happens?
Kristen.
If this commission decides this is our survey, the commission can decide if we want to put this out, I'm assuming kind of digitally on like a Survey Monkey platform or something similar to that. So at least we have, analytics we can pull from. It'd be pretty easy to run a report. And then kind of depending on the results will depend on what the commission does next, whether that's give it to city council and say, hey, there's a need at the next work plan, in fiscal year 23-24, can we add this to the council's work plan on getting us to the next steps of building an arts center?
Yeah.
So would the city send it out under their auspices, and I would recommend one thing before you, at the top of the survey, and that is a little commercial for us, because people may not know very much about the Arts Commission, and maybe we have a little statement, the Malibu Arts Commission is committed to getting art in Malibu and blah, blah, blah. And it's
Good
like
point.
a promotional thing,
Good point. Yeah. Fireball.
When if this goes out on Survey Monkey, so there's a link to the survey itself. What my intention is, first and foremost, obviously we'll get it on the Facebook page and stuff, but that's not really what's going to grow it. And so my intention is to create a link to all the Facebook groups that are in Malibu and actually go post that survey, a link to that survey on their pages. So I can explain what it is. This is a survey that is about the New Arts Center, and you can click the link and you guys can explore and maybe answer some of these questions that would really help us to understand what it is that you want. There's a way that we can write that together so that it's something that's easy. And then we can post that on 20 different Facebook groups that are all Malibu specific. And that would put it right in their pocket, as opposed to hoping that they might go to our Facebook page or might get a link somewhere.
Okay, Kristen, can we get it in the newspaper? A link or something so that we're not dependent on social media? There are a lot of people that aren't using Facebook, that are residents that want to participate.
Yes,
Oh.
Yeah.
through our media team, we'll
Great.
do a newspaper ad. We'll have it on the city's website.
Great, great.
We'll do like a next door that.
Yeah,
do
okay.
Those pieces.
Can we
Right.
then take this out of draft and put our little ad at the beginning and move the, are you a resident at the, and bring it to the meeting the next time, or send it out by email so we can confirm it? I mean, I'm good with that. I think, you know, we need to move on this.
Those
Okay.
changes are only 5 minutes. I don't think we
Yeah.
should send it off to
Right.
December. We could do this.
If you
We
want
could do it by email. Julia, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, if you just want to look at the top, I did put our mission statement. And if you did read this, this is an initial survey conducted by the Malibu Arts Commission in order to determine the need and desire within the community to create an art center that will serve our local population. Ideally, we envision a center in the middle of Malibu that connects east to west, where all our residents can come together for local and cultural events and gatherings.
Maybe
Okay.
we just need the logo.
So I just put
Well-
that as like, this is what we want. This kind of is, so I think if, I mean, you can use that or expand on that, or I think this is kind of.
Actually, I think that's
selling
good.
it.
Yeah, I think that's
Well-
good. Barry,
Two things. One is, I think I would expand on it a little bit to also say, kind of articulate kind of what we're doing besides just the art center, that this is to support artists and bring art into Malibu, you know, some kind of a puffy PR thing that will at least let people know that we're here.
Yeah.
And then the other question I have is, will this go out to a city mailing list? The reason I say that is, how do you prevent one person from putting in 10 answers, you know, 10 different surveys? So it's
Right.
kind of lopsided.
right.
I think that Survey Monkey does that.
Correct.
You know, you can only, you set up, I would have done it on Survey. I would have done this. I actually tried to do this straight into Survey Monkey, but it was going to charge me, you know, a substantial fee. So that's why I did it like this. But they, you know, you can set the parameters up that only one, you know.
But how do we get the list? How do we get the list of where you send it? Or do you on your?
Well, the
social
city has a mailing list, same list that they let people know that the galleries happen and everything else that goes on here.
Good.
So
Good.
the mailing list will go out along with a newspaper, along with everything at once. And then people will be able to respond, whether directly to the survey from email or go to the link that's in the paper, or anything else that we do. The survey.
Right, so I'm just going to suggest at this point that the top paragraph be adjusted as you have proposed, Julia. We move the last questions about Malibu resident to the top. And okay, so do you want to lock
Just
that up,
A.
Julia, and send it out to Kristen, and she can forward to us, and we can get moving on this rather than waiting till December? Does that work for everyone?
Yeah, and if we can just add our logo in there, I think it'll be good.
Yes, good.
Kristen, is that cool with you?
So just for a point of clarification, do you want to see this again before we kind of finalize it, or is it kind of at a ending?
No, I
point?
would like to see it again before we finalize it.
Okay.
So you're saying don't send it out this year?
No, I'm saying send it out as soon as we can, as soon as that's, finalized.
Well, let's get clear. Kristen,
Okay,
based
no,
on,
wait a minute, put your hand up, okay? So this doesn't,
forgive me, Lottie, but people have
Yeah.
been talking without their hand up constantly in this whole
I
meeting.
know, I let it, I left it to an open thing for a while, but let's just stay on task and stay focused. Go ahead, Firepole, please.
Okay, so Kristen, based on the requests, the changes, is that something, it seems pretty simple. Is that something we can do in the next day or two and email it out to everyone and allow everyone to see it? Is that something that can happen this week?
Unfortunately, if you want to see it again, I have to have an approval at this meeting, at a public meeting. So if we approve today, we can get it on Survey Monkey, draft going. maybe get it out by the end of December, beginning of January. If we wait, we have to get an approval in December. So you
Okay.
can approve it today. We can
Okay, wait
start
a second. I'm a little bit lost. If we approve it now,
with the changes you
yeah, we
expressed.
can't do it until the end of December or January? Why is that?
Correct. Because I need an approval from this commission that this is the survey with the changes
Yeah.
you've stated.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Otherwise-
saying. If we approve it right now.
Okay, if you approve it right now, that would, we can get it going. We can move forward.
Well, I move that we approve it then with the changes suggested. Barry,
Can I make one amendment and that
Yeah.
we approve it with, and Julia, maybe you and I can work on the other sentence that promotes the commission.
Sure.
And if the commission would give us permission to just do a little puff the 2 or 3 sentences at the very beginning, and then approve it on that basis, that'd be great. Now,
okay.
the only question I have in terms of timing is apropos of Fireball's point, are we getting into a holiday period when people may or may not pay attention to this? Is that any concern? I mean, as opposed to in January?
For me, it's no concern. I mean, it's holiday. Yes, people are going to be, there's going to be an onslaught of mail and all that stuff, but I see no reason to hold off here. Julia,
I think basically you should just give yourself a deadline. It doesn't have to, we don't have to have a hard, like 3-week deadline or a month, you could say by, whatever, February or, to get this thing going. That's, I think what you should decide. And then
okay,
get it out as soon as possible and have people pass it around. Ask people, please, share this with your neighbors.
okay, then I'm going to move that we give Barry and Julia let's see, editing rights on the first on the commission thing at the beginning, and that the changes be noted as we have spoken about, and that we give permission to move forward on this. Does that work?
Yeah.
Is that,
I second that one.
I agree.
May I ask one
Yeah,
more
please.
item? When do you want this to close? Because Commissioner Holland brings up a good point. If
okay,
we open it in, let's say, December,
Yeah.
that you make it open for 8 weeks, 10 weeks.
Why don't we say December to January 15th or something?
uh,
I didn't put up.
oh,
my
I'm
hand.
sorry, Fireball, please, go ahead.
I honestly, I think January 31st, that we should give them a full month after the holidays to think clearly and to be able to disperse it more. Because just, from our standpoint, being able to do the work in cahoots with holidays, it'd be nice to have January to be able, we're not in a rush. So, it'd be good to have a full month without the holidays that would give people time to go through it all.
Julia,
Yes, I agree with Fireball. There's not a rush. It's better to just be more consistent, getting out everywhere, and we can do a second push again, say, please, you may, because that's what happens sometimes. People miss things like, I didn't know about that arts call, that thing.
sure.
So it gives us an opportunity to push it out again. This is our chance. So I think we need to give ourselves more time.
Okay, so then, Barry,
And I would also suggest that at the upcoming council meetings in the public session or whenever the commissions review what they're doing for the council, we push the fact that we have a survey out. Please pay attention to it and please respond to it,
okay,
so that we promote it that way. as
good,
well.
good, sure. Okay, so I think we're, okay, so I guess what's on the floor is push it to January 31st. You guys all
deadline.
like that?
The deadline, yeah.
Julia, okay. Oh, do we need to take a vote on that, or are we?
Yes, if Brittany could call the roll, that would be great.
Sure.
You're muted.
Sorry, there was people in the department. Chair Sharon,
Yes.
Commissioner Haldeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Holland,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lawrence.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. So after it comes in, then, sorry, then we review as a commission the responses. How long does it take to put this stuff together from SurveyMonkey or whatever?
It's a digital thing. It'll happen instantaneously.
I know, but it's going in the paper and everything else as well. That's,
So we'll bring this.
oh,
back
I'm
to-
sorry, you're, okay, I'm thinking something else. No,
We'll
got it.
bring this back to the commission with results in February.
Okay, all right. So let's see.
May I make one suggestion that
Mary,
any of the ads or anything drive people to the SurveyMonkey link, so it all comes in through one place. Is that possible logistically?
Yeah.
To do it that way?
That's the only way it works.
That's the only way.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Excellent.
Got it.
Okay, thanks, guys. Let's see, Arts Commission mid-year activity report. Kristen, do you want to jump in on that?
Sure, no problem. So this item before the commission is our mid-year activity report, and this reflects the activities that the commission has done from July to December 2022. And this is based on the city council approved assignments, which hopefully everyone's seen. There's 16 of them, but we'll kind of go through them. And this will be presented to council in February of 2023.
Okay,
I put together just a summary of what staff kind of came up with as the commission has done over the last 6 months. And we've concluded one art exhibition, which is the Art of Surf, and curated 2 additional exhibits at the gallery. The commission has reviewed and provided feedback on marketing, social media, and website content. Review and provided feedback on the arts and education program, which is the poetry workshops that you hear about every single month. Commissioner Haldeman has attended meetings with the Chamber of Commerce to promote artists and local businesses, and that includes the formation of the Art Share program. He provided feedback on art events, programs, and projects, twice. Conducted a call for artists, drafted guidelines, and recommended an artist for the Caltrans Social Canyon Creek beautification project. And then in this meeting, we've also discussed options for an art center in Malibu with the survey and provided updates to city council, and the chair Sharon has gone to a couple of meetings.
okay.
So those are our drafts of kind of what this commission has done over the last 6 months. This last page is the list of your assignments. So I don't know if you want to go through these and comment if you think we need to add more to your accomplishments, or we'll kind of go from there. But this does require a motion if we want to approve this today, or if you want to carry it on to the December meetings. It's up to the commission.
Okay, are there any comments, you guys?
One-
I'm good with all of this. I'm ready to approve it. Barry, is that Barry?
One comment I'd say is to expand a little bit with regard to the Chamber of Commerce, that we have as a commission reached out to the Chamber of Commerce to coordinate art events in Malibu. You know, in other words, so that we show there's a cooperative kind of effort to reach out and not just be, you know, one little organization.
Okay. So do you want to adjust that on your list, Kristen? Anyone else? Any comments?
If we forgive me,
No, go.
if we have, Kristen, if you make any adjustments, does this need to be reapproved in December? If we make any changes to this?
Changes to what you've accomplished.
Right, I mean, is there, I'm assuming that this list, these are the things we've accomplished, but it sounded like, is there any, if there's anything we want to add to it, we can add, but do we need to to do something with this other than look at it and be content that with this is what we've done?
No.
The item that we're approving is the mid-year report, so it's just accomplishments that are on this list.
Okay, all right.
Very,
I think that's
But
great.
this goes to the city council, right? So it's a more official.
Yeah.
It's not just for our own edification, so we probably have to get it right. So, because everybody will always take pot shots at everything, so
Yeah.
maybe we should have one more time in December to make sure we're all cool with it, because we don't have to give it to them until what, January or February?
It goes before the council in February, but it kind of has to be wrapped up by January.
Yeah.
well, are there, okay, so are there, yeah, so Barry, you're suggesting we just think about this and bring it up again at the next meeting, or?
Well, only to say if we want to add anything, because I think this is good as far as it goes, and I don't know if we have anything else to add. I need to look at it. I didn't realize we were going to totally approve it this time. I'd like to look at it a little more carefully, but if everybody's happy with it and we add that one thing that I suggested, then I'd go with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm good with this too.
Okay, I am.
Okay, so Kristen, I think we're good to go with this.
So does the commission want to approve it today, or do you want to bring it back? Sorry. Wasn't clear.
Okay, whoever's on the phone, can you mute it? So, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are all good with approving it today with that little adjustment?
Yes,
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Barry?
that's fine.
You too?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's okay.
all right, so we take a vote on it then?
Yeah, if we could just get a motion, please.
I move we approve.
second,
I
Chair
agree.
Sharon,
Yes,
Commissioner Vice Chair Lawrence,
Fireball.
Vice, Chair-
yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, I didn't realize I had to say it twice. Sorry.
It's okay.
Commissioner Haldeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, staff updates, Kristen.
I just have a few quick updates. Upcoming, our last poetry event of the year will be on December 17th. It's a poetry writing workshop at the Malibu Library. The library has been a great partner with our poetry programs. They continue to host them and welcome everyone who comes. So we appreciate that partnership. And Buxy is just over the moon about all of the attendance at these events. So it's been great. It's been really good. And then I just wanted to mention and remind the commission, we discussed this earlier, but we have a special meeting on December 21st, and we canceled our December 27th meeting. So we'll see everyone before the holiday. And that concludes my staff updates.
Thank you. Commissioner reports, comments, inquiries. Fireball?
Just what's going on with us? Is that,
Yeah, basically that.
well, I mentioned to you guys, we had a grandbaby the other day, so that's pretty exciting. Get to see her for the first time today.
Sure.
There is a documentary that just came out that I was involved with about 10 years ago here in Malibu. It's called 21 Miles. And it talks about the difficulties and challenges that we have with Malibu. It was produced by the parents of Emily Shane and supported by their foundation. So I'm going to try and get an approval to send you guys the link so that you can watch that. It's an amazing film. It's about an hour long. It's Academy Award worthy. It's extraordinary. So it really shows what we go through on a daily basis living on PCH. I was approached by the Chamber of Commerce to give a talk next month for their I guess their monthly meeting. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to join the chamber and have a new book coming out in about 2 weeks. New coloring book and that kind of stuff. So lots happening, and it's a very exciting holiday season to begin with.
Great, thank you. Barry? Oh,
Uh,
Fireball, if you want to bail and go visit your new grandbaby.
Oh, it's okay. We're leaving at 1, so we're good.
All
Thanks.
right, okay. Gary,
Yes, and during the same period, I became a grand uncle. So, so yeah, so it's a
Congratulations.
good time, I guess. I just wanted to mention that, as you probably know, that my wife opened an exhibit in a gallery downtown, a solo exhibit that has gone very well. It'll be up there in December as well, and it's a kind of an architectural exhibit that has things that are in Malibu, things that are downtown, things that are in Paris, etc., all from an architectural point of view, lights and shadows. So I would recommend that. I'm continuing to push and work politically to get the Film Society back into Malibu. I think when the new city council gets seated, we'll have to address, and this really applies to all of us, because the position that has been taken is that, for example, the church where we've been invited to show, and is a great facility. There are a couple of people on the city council who believe that you need a TUP for anything that you do in the church other than have church services. So that will apply to any venue in the city, especially ones that have art, etc. And I think that's just simply wrong. So if there's a AAA, if there's a Alcoholics Anonymous meeting or a Boy Scout meeting or whatever, there can only be 6 a year in the church, and they have to get a permit each time. So that's just crazy. So I'm working behind the scenes to kind of do that and see what I can do. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank Kristen for staying with us. And we're very happy to have you here, because I know you have a soft spot for this commission just by the way you act. And so we don't go anyplace, please.
thanks, Barry. Julia,
I would agree with Barry. Please, Kristen. Hold
I
us.
move that we keep Kristen.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on a negotiation with narrating a book, so that'll be fun. I just spent 10 days in New York City. That was fun. I got my son just moved to Malawi, Africa, so I got him off, and I saw a lot of friends, and I visited a couple of fantastic art exhibits. I was at the Whitney to see the Edward Hopper amazing exhibit there, all about New York. It was really great. Oh, funny thing is, the one, iconic one, that Nighthawks, it was the only one that was missing. And I went through the whole floor. It's like, where is Nighthawks? But it was the only one that wasn't wasn't lent to that museum, because it was on they were doing something with in the Chicago Art Institute. But it was also about his view of New York City, of course, in the 40s. But that was also might be something the future looking at, bringing stuff in the exhibit in the Malibu Art Gallery, Malibu City Gallery, about views of old Malibu, or something that we might put up at some point. That would be like not a quick call to artists, but definitely a long curated thing. But that was an idea. I also saw an amazing near Lincoln Center, an amazing works of Marcus Hirschfeld, who was kind of a primitive surrealist from the 40s, who's unbelievable. So it was really fun. I love doing all that stuff in New York City.
Great.
That's it.
Okay, Barry.
I just wanted to add a couple of things. Fireball and I had talked about approaching the galleries down in Santa Monica, and we have to get together. But now with the holidays, it'll probably be a little easier. The question is, what does everybody think we can get from them, other than a kind of an affiliation. That's number one. And number two, I know that Maureen tells me, my wife tells me that the Culver City Arts Commission is very active, and I would suggest that one or two of us meet with them and see what they're up to, just to get some ideas.
I'm
And I know
on top of that, but listen, let's just finish with staff updates.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that I'm quick. I went to the opening of Omar. It's a new opera by Rhiannon Giddens. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's marvelous, marvelous musician. And I had a number of meetings with Santa Monica College, got to see the place. Regarding the Film Society, they are also opening up a film auditorium thing where they have, they've got a film festival coming up. I talked to them about using Scott's situations, Scott Tillall for the Film Society, and they're very interested. I talked to Scott, he's very interested. I believe they have their own equipment, so they wouldn't be, using his. So anyway, he's on board, they're on board. They just need to move forward a little before they consummate anything. They have 100-person auditorium. I know he has, more people can show up at his events than 100 will allow, but it's in the works. Okay, so I'll just stop there. I've been to a number of openings and events. So you and Fireball, Barry, is there, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with Bergamo.
Yeah.
Bergamot. Are you talking about adding them to social media? What exactly do you have in mind?
Well, that's a good question, but Fireball.
Okay, Fireball.
In all of those things, good. And strategic alliances for us with the commission is great. But I think we should still do as much.
We lost you.
You're
You're frozen.
froze.
Dang it.
Fireball, you're frozen.
Am I still
Now
frozen?
you're back.
Okay,
Okay,
all
there
right.
you go.
That happens to me from time to time. So I'm open to Culver City and Bergamo and all these kinds of things, but I think it's important that we focus on the Malibu community first as much as we can,
Yes, of
and
course.
those artists, because I certainly don't want artists from Malibu being upset that we went and got artists from other places when
I
we have a
agree.
lot here. So
Yeah.
let's do everything we can here first before we aggressively. Just going to Bergamot with Barry and I and just looking and
Sure.
exploring. What we want to do is help. We want to help the artist community and be aware of what's going on in other places and learn. And at least that's what I want to do for myself. But I really want to provide opportunities for the Malibu community here as best we can with all the artists that we currently have.
I totally agree. And by the way, I am in good touch with Culver. My office is down there and I know them. So that's a done deal. But that's part of our mission is to, work with Malibu artists,
Mhm.
local. So
Yeah.
we are that umbrella organization. Barry.
Can you arrange for those of us who want to get a tour of the Santa Monica?
I will
College
try.
facility?
I will ask. I know I tried to do a little more than just walk through and they were like, no, you can't. And in fact, yeah, I know.
Why
In
not?
fact,
Why
in
not?
fact, talking to the people that I was with for the tour, they said, Lottie, this is the first time we've seen it. The only reason we can see it is because you're on the Arts Commission. So I'll do my best and see if we can do that,
Okay.
but I am not hopeful. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, guys. So let's see, future agenda items. Okay, I think
Let's-
you want to talk about the survey next time, just that it's, consummated. Yes, no,
yeah.
Barry.
And how about, if I can get it, how about a report from the Chamber of Commerce Arts Commission and a discussion as to what we can do to work together rather than just in the public, the 3 minutes in the public situation
Yeah.
where you can speak.
Okay, sure. Fireball.
I'm just in light discussions about something that I discovered about crosswalk art and how it's linked to dropping speeds on highways and pedestrian traffic with Caltrans. They're doing some exploratory stuff just to kind of see whether that's applicable to Malibu. And it certainly has been done across the country in many places and has been proven to be a very successful program. So on many levels. So we're exploring that, and I look forward to further discussions with them.
So you want to add that to the agenda for next time?
Can I do that, Kristen?
Yeah.
We'll have to look at our assignments and see where we can align that, but
Well, I
It's
think
not
that has to do with, arts in the community and involving artists.
Yeah.
I don't see that that's not
That's
appropriate.
interesting. That's
Yeah, I
interesting.
know nothing about it. It sounds fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So any other agenda items we need, if you think of them, email Kristen before the 10th. And we'll move forward on that. Okay, anything
Sure.
else?
No.
God, we're ending early.
I'm in shock. Can we think of something to do for the next 50 minutes?
yeah. Okay, listen,
Jokes?
everybody was
I
talking
think it's-
about their
Totally.
grandchildren.
How about
and baby.
Scrabble?
I would like to announce that a month ago I had a new god baby.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, so
that's
we're
nice.
we're all we're all babied.
Babies
That's right.
galore.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'd like to let's see, adjourn, move that we adjourn.
I second it.
All right.
Do we vote
Chair
on it or
Sharon?
just?
Yes,
Commissioner Haldeman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Yes.
Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned.